All right, before we start walking, we want to think about a couple of things in our posture and our form while we're walking. So obviously the first thing would be a standing modified meditation, which is basically just stand up, take your time, take a few deep breaths, slow everything down, and then let's try to clear our thoughts and think about what's going on in our body. So right now, while I'm standing here, I'm starting with my feet. What side of my foot am I balancing too much weight on? Am I leaning forward on my feet or too far back on my heels? Then coming up to my knees, are they too forward or are they too back? Are they too straight or are they too bent? Then in my hips, are the angle of my hips too tilted back posteriorly or anteriorly, which will then carry up the chain and affect the other things that I mentioned before. Also, the position of my hips like this. Am I nice and centered and balanced? Shoulders relaxed and back, and then head in the correct position. Because what happens a lot is the perfect position for my head would be the crown of my head reaching up towards the sky as much as possible. And obviously, I do this a lot too. A lot of us have bad posture with our head because of phones and desks. And then that carries all the way through the whole chain. Then when we start walking, it's usually leaning forward or reaching out into this step. And that happens if my whole core is collapsed, starting with my neck, then it's going to put tension in a lot of weird places. For example, our knees or our hips or our back. So first of all, I want to just stand here and get a couple of deep breaths in and kind of try to find my natural center. And then when I'm walking, I'm constantly thinking about that. In each stride, how am I propelling my body forward? Am I reaching? I definitely don't want to do that. That will lead to a lot of knee pain. I want to be standing fairly straight, head tall, shoulders relaxed, proud chest, and then I want to be trying to use this posterior chain, the muscles in the back of my body, to push me forward. And then from side to side, I want to start walking with a little bit of a natural rhythm, which means our shoulders are going to kind of create an X if you see them go dip and then go across with each step. And you can kind of play around with that rhythm as much as you want, but what you'll find is the smoother you do it and the more natural it is to you, the less pain you will have in your body, because in terms of physics, this force is being recycled through your body instead of always just renewed through your knees. All right.